just, like, have a thought about biting your fingers off?
No, it's one of my fears, actually.
Really?
Just
like
having
that
my...
you're gonna do it or by mistake?
I'd like my fingers can be, like, bitten off.
By
anything.
yourself or just
anything? Or taken by, like, a machine.
Don't take my fingers!
Please, Mr. Elevator! Escalator!
Yeah. Escalators! Escalators! We're getting copyrighted for that.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, it was perfect. I sounded just like him.
We're voice actors. We're the mimic.
Yeah. The broken mod. That's me. No, you can just like... Apparently your brain doesn't let you, but your mouth, your teeth, your jaws...
Yeah.
Have the capability to snap your finger like a carrot.
Oh, yeah, I have heard that in regards to, like, biting other people's fingers. Teeth are powerful.
Yeah. I don't, like, but, like, I don't want to do that to someone else, because, like, ew.
Ew.
And I don't really want to do it to me, because I need my fingers, but every now and then, it's just like, I could bite one of you off, and you're lucky your days are numbered.
The forbidden carrot.
I'm not afraid of losing my fingers, because, like, you know, I did a lot of stuff, like, in a workshop when I was younger.
Ah.
And so, and, like, working with animals and cows and such.
I suppose. It's a vanity thing for me, really.
It's a
vanity thing.
Okay. I thought you said fantasy. I'm like, excuse you?
Like, my fingers are like my nails. Anytime there's, like, a torture scene where their nails get pulled off. Oh, awful.
Oh, yeah. What about, like, when someone, like, not a nail is in a fingernail, but a nail is in, like, an iron nail, puts it under a fingernail?
Oh, even worse. Awful. Oh, I'm cringing just thinking about it.
One of the worst things I ever heard was, like, I forget what the reasoning was, but the person, they said they were going to put a nail under their toenail and then kick a wall.
Visceral.
I'm like, this is just so unpleasant.
My toes are tingling.
We just lost like half our audience.
I scared them away with our jigsaw talk.
I should have saved this one for Halloween. Welcome back, everybody, to episode 103 of Your Ridiculous.
Woo!
The numbers are getting so long now. It's really hard.
True. What if we just start saying, like, season 3, episode 3?
That's even longer.
Yes, that is.
That is longer still. Even if you just shorten. 103 is a lot easier to say than season 3, episode 3.
S1E3.
No. E3's canceled. We don't want to be them.
Oh, they're perfect to take over the mantle. Steal all their clout.
Failed mantle.
People, like, type in E3 in the search bar and we just come up instead.
It's like what was that the thing? Someone would type up, you type in, like, one of the presidential candidates and it would reroute you to a different one.
Oh, yeah. I forget who did it. I seen it.
Yeah, it was, I forget. It was, I think it was rerouting Trump's to Biden's.
That makes sense.
Or the reverse. It was one of the two. Yeah, we should do that. Reroute E3 to our, like, all our social, like, our affiliate link.
Yeah.
Or not affiliate link, but the, like, whatever you call it. It's not an affiliate link.
You know, it's probably an opening for Twitter.com coming soon.
Yeah, they're going to take X. The second, like, that URL becomes available, it's going to get so snatched.
Oh, absolutely.
And then they'll restore it back to its former glory.
They make a new website.
Former cesspit that it was.
But it was a better cesspit.
It was an acceptable cesspit. Not the one you wanted, but the one you had.
It's going to be, what's his name? Grogu? Glog? Whatever the AI is called?
Oh, yeah, Grok.
Grok's going to do it.
Grogu.
Grok is woke.
That's the fucking baby Yoda from Mandalorian.
That is the baby Yoda.
This episode's off to a great start.
Always is.
We're on some energy tonight.
I'm on some of my 3-hour brunch energy.
With the idea of food, but never actually getting any.
Yeah.
Never getting enough. Oh, man. Last week, we had Rosie on.
We did indeed.
That was fun. Rosie, friend of the show, friend of us. Unlike Rain, who is not a friend of us.
We picked her up from the Amazonian river.
That's right. Fist her out. Found her on River Monsters.
Yeah. She's a rescue.
Yeah, and then we sent her back.
Yeah. It's back to her habitat, catch and release.
Well, it's like going to a shelter, adopting a dog, and then realizing, you don't want this one. You want something else. Yeah. You send that one back. And now it's even more demoralized.
Yeah. Now it's never going to find a home.
That's right. Last week, we played Steam Reviews Trivia.
Yeet! I won.
I'm glad I said that because I was looking at the wrong episode plan.
Oh, there is.
I had both open.
There's only 3 in here.
That's right. I was looking at 101, which is far away.
That's even worse. At least look at 102.
I know. I was looking at 101 to get the question.
I see.
Anyways, doesn't matter. You did win. Congratulations. Defeated Rosie twice, technically.
I did. The steel thief round you inserted in. I couldn't be bested.
I have to. Don't be so good and I won't have to do it. I just knew it was going to be... I was going to need it. I felt it in my bones. All right.
I don't remember the words to radioactive enough anymore.
Welcome to the new age.
Something like that. Well, that's one of the lines.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's the right after that you feel it in your bones.
It is. It's I feel it in my bones. Welcome to the new age. To the new age. See?
I see. Okay. I couldn't remember it because it's the start of a new chorus.
It is. This week, though, no more Steam Reviews Trivias. As much fun as I had, we can't do it 2 weeks in a row because that'd be cliche.
Spoiled you.
Yeah. We're going to be talking about Lethal Company.
Yeah! Finally.
What a game it is. And as always, finishing it off with a question of the week from Rain.
Yeah! That's the plan.
Let's get right into it. Wolf, what is Lethal Company? Tell the audience.
Lethal Company is a game developed by one guy whose name I don't know. Look up his name while I explain. Zeekers. It's like a 4-player multiplayer online co-op game where you work for the company to collect scrap from various moons in space and sell it right back to them. Though the company seems to be some kind of eldritch being that lives in a giant building. I think there's multiple, but yeah, it's very goofy. It's very funny to play. It's got comedic timing built into it. It's like the game knows.
Of course it knows.
Sure.
I mean, if it's an eldritch being, of course it knows.
It knows exactly how to make the funniest moments. It's got
scoop you up.
Really good. It's got really good proximity chat. It's like even the weather in game affects the way the sound comes through the audio headphones.
Yeah,
which is really cool.
This is easily the best proximity chat of any game I've ever played.
Like you can end up underwater, and there's an effect for that, too. Yeah,
it's really impressive. I mean, proximity chat is mostly recent, within, 2019, 2020, sort of. It arose popularity when Among Us came out.
Yeah.
And Among Us started using it more with mods and stuff. But then other games started doing it more because of the success of that.
Yeah.
And this one is definitely the best.
Yeah. It's like, wow.
Yeah, it's really impressive. Which is funny because put all the work into the gameplay loop and the proximity chat and just left nuggets for the fucking visuals. Fucking crumbs.
We don't even have fingers. We've got a mitt.
It looks like a bad PlayStation 1 game.
Yeah, you said that. It does. I can't deny it.
It really does. And it's impressive, though, that carries almost no weight into how good this game is.
Yeah. It still manages to have, an atmosphere, a spooky atmosphere at times, despite it looking, not hyper-realistic. Take notes, AAA games.
Right. Yeah, I think that's really interesting, because we talked about that before when we briefly mentioned this game in a previous episode, 101, I think, where AAA studios are like, oh, our audience wants, top-of-the-line graphics and everything, and we got to focus on that. And then they either come out with some shit-ass story game or shit-ass story for a game, or come out with some buggy pile of unplayable shit.
Yeah, but at least it looks super hyper-realistic.
Right.
It's going to make your computer explode if it's not from the last 2 years.
Yeah. If the bugs won't get you, your PC will fail. And so it's just... it's really funny to me that this looks not amazing, not the worst game I've ever seen by any means, but that the gameplay loop, Zeekerss put so much effort into the gameplay loop and, you know, the proximity chat as well, but most of the gameplay loop, that it's so enticing for the players that they keep coming back, and how quickly it rose to popularity.
Yeah, I think even without the proximity chat, I think the proximity chat was a gimmick, and they did well to like make the gimmick really good anyways. Because like even I played a bit like alone, just like so I could get like a gist of it, and still very playable, very hard alone, of course, but you know, still, and especially terrifying because you're there alone, and you know for sure when you hear a door open, you're like, yeah, there's something here. That wasn't a friend.
Yeah. That's terrifying. That's the worst.
Indeed. When everyone dies and you're all alone and then you hear a doll laugh.
And yeah, or you just see the blocky words of spider.
Or you just see a red line because it's facing the wrong way.
That was so funny. I was so confused.
I'm looking at a stop sign? What is this?
It's also sort of tangential to the proximity chat. It's impressive that the walkie-talkies work so well too.
Yeah.
Right? And that's such an integral part of the game that you can buy so easily.
Even Phasmophobia has fucked up walkie-talkies.
Oh, really?
It does. You can you'll talk into the walkie-talkie, but then your normal voice still comes through in the quote-unquote room, so then everyone hears it twice if they're near you.
Oh, yeah, which is not the case for this game.
Yeah, it's perfect. And
really awesome.
He even did a patch so you could use the microphone while you're using the monitor, because there's a couple different play styles you could do to do the game and succeed and win. There's the super efficient guy in the chair goes in and you send the rest of you guys out, which works, and it seems to work really well for the people who do it. It doesn't work well for us.
Right. We've tried that a couple times, and I think you're the only one that's ever been successful.
I think so.
When operating the, all those stuff and buttons and shit.
Yeah, I'm just opening doors. I'm turning off turrets. And you guys are getting.
Well, you never told me how to do it. You're just yeah, you can do all this thing.
I didn't know how when I told you to do it. I didn't know how to do it either. I was just button. Rosie said something you can switch the cameras. I'm like, oh, sure, definitely. I'm staring at it. I've been looking at mine for 5 minutes before I figured out how to switch to one of you guys.
Or you like me, where you're able to switch, but then you're not able to do anything. Because I'm like, okay, I've switched the camera. Now, how do I open the door for them or be useful at all? Or typing. It took me a while to figure out typing commands in the PC in the game.
Yeah.
Once I figured those out, they weren't too hard, but it was still not that intuitive.
Not at least not for the opening doors from a distance.
Right.
Because there's no prompt for it, and there's no special command for it either. You just type it, I think.
Yeah. And that's what you do with buying stuff too. You go to the store and then you type in what you want and everything, and it confirms afterwards. Store, buy, buy to, buy info. It's like you're playing the game as the programmer still finishing it. It's you didn't bother finishing it, so he's I'll just let them type it in. And
suddenly
we'll from there.
I'm playing a text adventure game.
Those slapped back in the day.
They did. Oh, and those escape room games?
Oh, yeah.
Love those.
They were all good. We should bring those back.
Absolutely.
Those, if someone put energy into it and did a lot of cool stuff for that, it'd be really cool.
It'd blow right up.
There's a lot of interesting things you could do with that. But enough about that. I'll tell you that some of the monster designs are pretty wacky.
Oh yeah, I bet. I've played it.
I bet. I mean, the monster is just a monster, but then the fucking bug that takes your loot and screams yippee.
Yippee.
The loot bug.
Oh, the loot bug.
I fucking hate that thing. I think the worst one though is the thumper.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I hate those things. No, I guess the man, the ghost man.
Oh, the bracket. The man!
Yeah. That's what it looks like.
It looks like Ryuk from Death Note.
It does.
The man.
Those are two of the worst things.
They are. And then the most freaking ones, too. My God.
They are. I don't really mind the spring coil heads.
They're easy to manage. They just they catch you off guard.
Right. Yeah. If you like don't pay attention to it, or when you see it, then you're fucked. But if you can like work, teamwork it out, it's not too bad. It's pretty. And we played with Rosie. Right.
Yeah.
it was great.
It was. We played it for like 6 hours, I think.
We did. I was up till 3 a.m.
God.
My time, which was pretty late for me. Luckily, I did not work in the morning.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, it was good. It worked out. It was nice. A lot of fun. We were going to play recently again, but Wolfie bailed.
I didn't bail. I was busy.
You bailed. The other two were ready. I was ready. Rosie was ready. Rosie was streaming.
In my mind, it wasn't bailing because I thought I didn't tell you about it.
I know, yeah. Terrible. I
didn't even mention it to you. Like, we're not doing it anymore. Just
completely forgot you invited me. I know I'm the third wheel. What a shame. Has Markiplier or anybody else done much content with the company?
Yeah, Mark's posted like 7 to 9 parts. I haven't watched all of them yet. I assume he does his usual thing where he doesn't want to look up how to do anything, so he's mostly just watching him fumble, which is fun.
As you should. I find that to be one of the most interesting ways to play.
Yeah.
Just figure out a game. Either go in blind or as blind as you can go, just without looking stuff up. That's how I went into this game.
Same.
I think that's just the best way to play. I watched like 30 minutes of Mark's first video, and I'm like, all right, I'm in.
Yeah.
I know everything.
I think we got like the gist of it like 2 hours in, and then it was just like we just kept getting fucked.
Yeah, we had to it's really easy to play, and the core loop is just go to a planet, go find the facility, collect material, and then bring it back to your ship without dying.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all, and then make obviously bring back enough stuff to make the quota each time.
Yeah.
And the core gameplay loop is really easy. It's probably been done before in other games. In fact,
probably.
I know it has, but not as the only mechanic of the game.
It's never the main thing. It's always like something you do as a part of a larger game.
Yeah. And so it's no surprise that it's gravitating to people because they're familiar with the core gameplay loop.
Yeah.
But what do you think makes it so enticing?
I think
why is it suddenly so popular so quickly?
I think it says it just ends up being, I think it's the proximity to chat, honestly. It makes it very viewable. Like you go in and you play with your friends, and then you get when you're talking and you're chatting up, and then you jump and then you cut off because you fell down the pit. Or you're like, oh my god, it was like a really fun moment when I was playing with Rosie. We found a remote. We found a laser pointer. And we were like,
oh, okay.
She had heard that maybe you can use it on the turret to distract them. And so we find a turret, and I'm messing with it. I'm like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm peeking out, trying to see if it's triggering, and I'm like, and then I get to the point where I'm just so confident, oh yeah, that's exactly how this works. I point the laser pointer out, and the gun won't shoot me. And so I step out full balls to the wall into the doorway in front of the turret, and I turn it on look, it's not gonna, blah, and it fires on me, and I'm dead.
That reminds me of the first time one of the first times I found a turret, and it was with you, and I'm like, oh, what's this thing? I stand in front of it, and it lights up, and you're like, oh, that's a gun. And I was like, oh, cool, and then it just blasts me into a wall.
Obliterated you.
Fucking died. I was screaming, and then it immediately just cuts off. Those are my favorite, when someone's talking or screaming or whatever, and then obviously they die, so the proximity chat just cuts.
Yeah.
Rosie was talking to me one time, and she missed the jump on across the beam.
Yep.
And then she just goes into the pit and never talks again.
It's great.
Oh, it was great. Yeah, it's so funny. I think another thing that really helps out this game is that it's not really solvable because it's all procedurally generated. So you could go to the planet every time and it's always different.
Yeah.
Which obviously keeps it fresh and exciting, and even veteran players can bring in new people, show them how to play, and it's challenging for both because the people are learning the game, and the veteran person it's procedurally generated, so they don't know where to go.
Yeah, you can't min-max it as much as the min-maxers will try.
Oh, they'll try, yeah. And I'm sure to some extent, like what items you buy and all that stuff, sure. But who cares? That's not the point of this.
Yeah.
And that's not the point of most video games.
Yeah.
So fuck you, min-maxers.
Ruining everything.
They are. They are indeed. Have you seen any funny mods for the game? Because I know there's a lot.
There's a...
Because the game is so simple.
There's the one, I think it turns the Bracken into Freddy Fazbear. Rosie found that one for me.
Nice.
There's the Mimic mod that's the one everyone talks about. Though apparently it's not friendly with other mods.
Right. I have heard about that one. It's very cool. It makes a new mob type that copies a character or one of the player characters in game and copies their audio as well.
Yeah.
But from what I hear, it's like Wolf said, not friendly with other mods, and in fact that mod makes other mods break.
Indeed. And it's kind of not even the way. Unfortunately, it came out at the time that it did, where you put AI in anything and people freak out even without even hearing it out for a bit, because there's good AI programs out there, and this would be the thing to use it for. It's not keeping your voice, it's not saving your voice, it's just to mimic it.
Yeah.
But alas, people are against that for now.
Not to go on a tangent about that. Maybe we talk about that another time. But I think when people say "Oh, AI is bad" and all that stuff, it's no, it's really just when people are trying to use AI art and make money off of it. That's the big thing.
Yeah, it is these specific generators of AI art.
Yeah.
And AI music.
AI art and AI writing and music, yeah. But all three of those. And I guess art encompasses a lot of different things. But those three things are bad. But to recreate stuff and not use it for monetary gain.
Yeah, or at least don't steal
Totally fine. Right. Not stealing it, not saving it, not using it for other things, not claiming it as your own, which a recent company has done.
And it's funny when companies do that and they're oh, we didn't know. We're so sorry. What do you mean you didn't know? Everyone else knew.
I want to explore. I want to hear your reaction on this because I think it's funny. So, Wizards of the Coast, the company that produces Magic: The Gathering, they a few months ago released an article about or not an article, but posted that we're taking a hard stance against AI, or we're retaining our hard stance. They were always against it, against AI art. We don't use it. We don't hire artists that use it. All this stuff, and then literally 2 weeks ago, maybe 3, they released a post for their newest set.
Yeah.
And it was just showing off some new cards or whatever. And the background was clearly AI generated.
If I look it up, do you think it'll come up quickly?
Probably. Clearly AI generated. You can just type in WotC AI art. Oh, maybe not WotC, but hang on. I'll find it. Don't worry. Wizards of the Coast. AI. The audience is getting this live on the air.
I can't wait. I'll even throw it in the video. You do look at it.
I found it.
Perfect.
I found it.
No need to tangent.
Yeah. Here it is. So they passed this, right? And not the cards themselves are not AI, but that background.
Yeah.
is so they post this, right? And someone's this is clearly AI made. And they're just nope, it's not. They took a hard stance that it's not. And then the best thing that's happened on Twitter since Elon Musk bought it over are the community footnotes on posts.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's right, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so one of the footnotes I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember the specific wording, but it was basically this art has been looked over and scanned and has found multiple instances of AI generated art. And they tagged that under the official WotC thing as the community footnote. And then everyone starts flaming them. And then they came out later. It's upon further inspection, we realized that this has AI art in it.
Fucking on further inspection. I'm looking at it now. I'm looking at the fucking thermometer that is the most, it's right there. It goes from 140 to 160 and then back to 130.
And not to get too specific into the cards, but they're the wrong cards as well that they were showing off for the ad. They were like talking about a specific card. It's like, yeah, we're bringing these back because we know players want them, and they're only half of the cards are right.
They just random cards.
The AI just filled the other two in. Two of them are wrong.
Not to mention the light bulbs are not. That's not how light bulbs look.
Oh yeah, no, that's like definitely how AI light bulbs look.
What's most fascinating about you even using AI for this picture is that they could have just set this up as a set and taken a picture themselves. Like, this absolutely. Is nothing fancy. It's a thermometer, a scale, and some light bulbs.
Yeah, it is also really not even like a proper setting for the like what they're showing off. Like, it really doesn't even make sense. So it's like, why do this? Why? You could have just had the most simple background, because the background doesn't matter. You're showing off the card.
Yeah.
So it's like, what the fuck's the point?
At the electrician's
house.
And
so anyways, they got caught red-handed, and it was really, really not a good look for them.
I think they need to like have a talk with their like social media team about outright denying the use of AI. Because, sometimes, it can be a mistake. Maybe some dumbass didn't see it with their eyes. But like, to be like, no, right, we didn't. Idiots.
Right.
Wow.
They took a hard stand and then linked their original post about how their stance against AI. It's like, we wouldn't use AI in this because we've already stated that we don't use AI. So clearly we're not at fault.
Wacom did the same thing like a week ago, where like they posted their, I guess a couple weeks ago, they did like their New Year's art, and they're like, people were like, this is very clearly AI generated, and they're like, and then they posted this, they were like, no, it's not. Of course it's not. And then they posted a statement like, okay, maybe it was, but it wasn't us. We got it from a stock asset website. I'm like, but you still did it. It's worse that you denied it.
It's so bad. It's really not a big deal, or wouldn't have been a big deal if either of these companies were just like, you're probably right. We'll look at this right now and fix it. We'll take it down or admit or whatever. Then it's like, yeah, just don't use it next time.
Yeah.
Or correct it now. Take the post down, make it a proper post without the AI. And especially like both of these have tons of talented artists at their disposal.
They do indeed.
They could just use any of them, and it would take the artist 2 hours.
Right.
To make a post, to make something usable for them. But to get back on topic, Lethal Company uses AI in a great way, or at least the mod.
Yeah.
Another mod I found that was really funny, very simple, just lets you change your outfit.
Oh yeah.
So instead of the jumpsuits, you can get a bunch of different colored jumpsuits, but they also have like Peter Griffin's outfit, Biden or Trump's presidential outfit, the fat chicken from Family Guy, all these different things that were really funny.
I like the emote mods to give you different dances, especially with the boombox dances.
Yeah. Those are really good. I also, another in the emote one was just the finger. It's really funny.
Oh yeah.
Flipping someone off is really good. A lot of there's no lack of creativity on the mod.
That's right.
That's what I'm saying. And most of them all work fairly well together.
Yeah, and there's of course like the quality of life one, like more inventory space, stuff like that. Or putting your walkie-talkie as like not counting as an inventory space.
Yeah. Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah, because then you can only, if you want to bring like a flashlight and a walkie-talkie, you can only hold like 2 things at a time.
Yeah, and some of them take up like 2 spaces.
Yeah.
Terrible. I also like finding the impromptu weapons, like the stop sign. And then just like bonking someone.
Big ass, heavy ass sides.
It's so funny. Or the clown horn.
Oh yeah, classic. Or the air horn, just alert every monster in the area that you're there.
I used both of those so much until I realized or was told that it alerted monsters. I'm like, maybe I'll put this down.
You're like following me around with the fucking horn, just boop, boop. I'm like, please get away from me.
For the love of God, you're gonna kill me. You're gonna kill us both. Oh man, this game is very fun. I think. Do you wish it had? Actually, let me rephrase that. I wish it was easier to get to other planets.
Yeah.
Right? Or all the moons, whatever you want to call them. We often found it's okay in the beginning because you don't really need to explore all the new ones. But once you've been playing for a while, if you just get a span of a bit of bad luck, then it's kind of hard to go to the other areas. And I wish at times, or maybe there's just other settings that you could turn on that would make it slightly easier to do.
There are not, but yeah, it's like me and Rosie. We actually had we got pretty good at it. We had a pretty good run going, and then we just got like fucked by RNG or like monsters spawning literally on top of us or right behind us. And then it's like, well, how do you run from that? And then we both die, and then we lose all our progress. I'm like, but I still haven't been to Titan.
Right, yeah. Yeah. Is that the mansion one or the one that's like has the lights?
I don't know. I've never seen it.
Oh, okay. I don't know all the names either. I just know what some of them look like.
It's the one that's like at the bottom of the list. And then there's like the special moon you get if you like type in the stuff from the sticky note. But both of those cost money to go to.
Yeah, I wish that was a bit easier. But other than that, I don't really have many complaints.
Yeah.
It's pretty quality if you haven't played it. Lastly, before we move on to the question of the week, how much lore is in the game? Because the story itself is almost non-existent unless you look for it.
There's a curious amount of lore. There's a lot of... So there's the bestiary, and there's a curious amount of detail put into the world building of this game, because a lot of it, the players would like never really interact with it, or they just like kind of accept it. Like how they're... sometimes you come on a planet and giant pumpkins have spawned. Or there's like... There's creatures that look like they don't belong on this planet, like visually, like the forest giant babies. They're forest giants, and you're on a fucking desert planet.
Yeah.
Not a planet, but moon, but yeah.
And there's like some bit that you told me that those giants aren't even originally from that moon.
They're not. They're from a different moon, and that piece broke off and became a new moon.
Right. Like there's so...
Like
it's not really...
That's a lot of random details. And then it like tracks in the environment you're in.
Right. And it's not all like thrown at your face or even presented to you. If you want the lore, you kind of have to look for it.
Yeah, there's like... And then there's like a side story I still haven't completed. Maybe I'll do it next time we all play. But there's tapes you can find.
Like that'll ever happen.
Yeah, one day. Soon. Maybe tomorrow. What if you play tonight? What time is it?
Perhaps. 9:30.
And there's like, there's something going on. I haven't collected all the tapes. In fact, they're weirdly really well hidden. I didn't even say it right the second time. But regardless, there's like, on the forest planet, you have to cross a bridge to get to the building. And we crossed that bridge maybe like 5-6 times. And on like the 7th crossing, I happened to notice there's been a tape there the whole time, just sitting on the side.
Really? I think I noticed it, but wasn't with anybody. And I'm like, all right, moving on.
Might have been a trap.
Yeah. Well, so speaking of traps, I just remembered there is a mod where you can turn on that turns the fire exits into randomly being monster traps. So if you open it, that'll eat you.
Fun.
And you'll die.
Mimic doors.
Yeah, pretty much. They're really funny.
Where you think you make it out and then you just get fucked.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You have a bracken chasing you and then you just get vored. Oh man, what a way to go.
The only way to go.
Yeah. I rate this game like a solid 8.5 or 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd give it a 9 out of 10.
It's a lot of fun.
It's fun. One day I'll collect all the tapes and read. Oh, it's nice that the tapes, like, because when you've never had to like host a lobby. When you do host it, there's like save slots. So you don't have to, even when you like die and fail, you don't have to find the same tapes again. They're all saved within that save.
Oh, nice. That's cool. Yeah.
As is your like bestiary.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Solid game.
Yeah.
And it's also just made. I don't know if we said this, but it's made just by one person.
Indeed.
As an indie game.
That's the first thing I said.
Well done. All right.
If you haven't played Lethal Company, definitely go play it. Check it out. Good. It was worth the money. It's only like $20, maybe less than that.
Yeah, I think it's slightly less than that, but even if it's a little bit more, Definitely worth it.
Worth it.
You'll get a lot of hours out of it.
Yeah.
Recommend.
And even if you don't have friends to play with, you just join a random lobby. That's what Rosie did.
And if you don't have friends, you're a fucking loser.
Yeah. If you don't like this game, you're either hating it because it's popular or you don't have friends. Like, there's not much in it to hate.
Yeah.
It's too simple.
Right. It's understandable if you aren't interested in... I was just... I'm a fucking idiot. I was scratching my microphone, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? My waveform all bugging out. I'm like, oh, it's me. I'm fucking dumb. Anyways, I'll edit that out. No, audience won't even hear that.
Lucas looking at himself. Who did that?
What are those guys up to? Oh, man. Yeah, Leave the Company. Good. Check it out. Moving on. Ridiculous. Rain's question of the week. Wolf, what do you got?
If you could bestow your consciousness into an object and it becomes alive, with you inside it, what object would you pick?
Excellent question.
Indeed.
So I believe the progenitor of this was inspired by the mirror from Shrek.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that thing?
I do.
It's like the alive talking mirror.
Yeah.
But instead of just being trapped in a mirror, any object. So like if you could like move around and stuff.
Oh, okay.
If you wanted to. What would you pick?
That's funny. This is the premise of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Maybe.
Although
that wasn't my original or Rain's original idea.
Rain's, of course.
Shut up. Maybe I forgot to ask Rain for a question and I made my own this time.
Sus.
Listen, they don't need to know.
What kind of object would I want to be in?
I have a good one.
Go ahead.
You need time to think. So, real simple, I would just be like a little Lego minifigure.
Of course you would.
I think it'd be so funny. And it's more original than being an action figure.
Yeah, true.
That's an easy choice. Oh, I think I've asked this before. I think that we've had a similar...
Have we?
What toy would you...
Toy
would you want to be?
That's different.
Okay, that's different. So, okay, I won't pick toys. I won't pick because that's easy.
It's also Poppy Playtime related.
True. It might have been... Yeah.
I think that's when we were a Furby.
Maybe. We've had a lot of questions. It's hard to keep up. All right. One thing that jumps out at me would be a little ceramic garden gnome.
That's so
really
you.
Good. Yeah, right? I'd just be like walking around being a little gnome, causing mischief.
You know, gnomes
pranking all the neighborhood dogs.
They're pretty rare, weirdly. I like went looking for a gnome once, and like they don't just sell them. I went like to Target and they didn't have it. And I went to Walmart and they didn't have it.
Why were you looking for one?
I think I wanted it for like a elephant Christmas exchange thing.
Oh, you told me this. I asked one year. I need an idea, and you're like, get a fucking garden gnome.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
I walk up to the employees. Right. I'm like, I'm looking for a gnome, like a garden gnome, and they bring me to like a bunch of Christmas figurines, and I had to make that work.
Freaks.
I know, right?
Terrible. All right, what would you pick?
I think I'd be a big office printer / fax machine.
You'd be the most annoying printer alive.
Oh yeah, and it's even worse. I can communicate through like text on my screen. Be like, you can't even use it in peace. I got criticisms.
You know what you said makes more sense, but what I was envisioning. So you know how like office printers have like the big open up thing to scan.
Yeah.
I was thinking like every time you talk, that would flap like your mouth.
That's scared as shit. Well, I've got something to say. That's great.
It'd be similar. It'd be so good. It's like always out of ink.
Oh, I need paper. I need ink. I just gave you. I want more.
Printers are already like, and fax machines are already a pain in the ass. You just make it worse.
Oh yeah, gotta. And it's even worse now. I'm mobile. I start taking out all the other printers in the office, so you have to use me.
Start unplugging them and cutting their cords. Putting in the wrong printer ink or printer paper so they jam.
Yeah, I'm a menace.
Office menace. What would Rain be, you think?
Oh, Rain?
I think she'd be an umbrella.
An umbrella?
Yeah, because then she would definitely like close up on me and purposefully get me wet.
Oh yeah. Trapped you like a. She's gonna bore you.
Trap my head in like I'm in a Disney movie.
There's some cartoon I saw that in. I can't even remember what it was.
It's probably the old Cartoon Network shows like Johnny Bravo or something.
Yeah, one of those. It gets closes on their head. They're stuck.
It's honestly it's probably in. I can't. Never mind. I can't even think of the it's a really old one.
They should be like a Roomba.
She would be something like to annoy you. Like just follow you around and like bump into your ankle and everything.
She gets lonely, so she gives you that alert that Roombas give you, like, oh, I'm stuck somewhere, I'm stuck, and then you get there and she's not stuck.
Yeah. Power down instantly and then turn back on immediately. Just be the most annoying shitter. I would just flip her upside down.
Oh, you criminal Roomba abuse.
Against the laws of the Roomba. Against the Roomba code of conduct.
That's right. The embassy will be hearing about this.
Knowing her, she'd know how to write herself up.
I'd love to see that.
Fix herself. She just like opens up and then like it's like a CD case that opens up to put your CD in.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
As a Roomba.
Flips that. I feel like Roomba should have that by default, anyways. They probably get stuck a lot less. Give them a bit more mobility. Let them
give them arms.
Maybe not arms. Oh my god! It's just like it's got like these really long arms that aren't fitting for it, so it just drags behind it while it scoops to your house.
It's Avatar running or Naruto running.
Avatar running.
Naruto running. Shut up! Naruto running the whole time. They actually just like add the arms but take off the wheels, so it just like
crawling, drag itself around.
Oh god. We're circling back to the Halloween nightmare.
We have indeed. We just can't escape it. Right. That's our month.
Wolf, take it away.
I'm Wolf.
That is our month, actually.
That is. I'm Wolf, taking things away. Thank you for watching episode 103 of You're Ridiculous.
Woo!
If you liked all that, be sure to hit the like, comment, and subscribe buttons and hit the bell so you get notified of the next episode. If you're watching on a podcast website, you're going to hit the plus and give us 5 stars to support the show. You can follow us across the internet, the main cast at ridiculous_cast on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. You follow Lucas at Severing Angry Wasps without the E. And you follow me at Rainbow
with
Does.
The E.
Shit, with the E. And you follow me at Rainbow Does without the W. With and then without.
Yeah.
We hope to see you guys all again next week. But until then, say goodbye.
Isn't Across the Internet one of the Spider-Man movies?
Something like that. Across the Spider-Verse.
Goodbye.
Bye.